the 80s office block where the oxymoron is that out of nowhere there'll be other clips of them being absolutely individual, but other times they'll be confined to this like roboticness.
Yeah.
And there's so many things that they could do in an office. Like he could be speaking on the phone, and that could be the potential love interest is on the phone while
I quite
he's
like
at
that.
work.
So she's like hidden, like we don't know her face. You know what I mean?
Then making coffee or getting water or something, and I don't know. There's lots of like things, and like typing the lyrics on one of those old-fashioned computers, walking across the desks, throwing papers around. I don't know. There's lots of things, like even like you know when he starts to kind of yell in the song, like he doesn't yell, but you know when it gets like louder,
Yeah.
people could be like holding phones up to him or like coming around him, like
he's like feels a bit like crowded.
claustrophobic,
Yeah.
like with all these people coming to his desk, but they're all meant to be robotic, and it could be like dancing. See, there could be a female in like a proper suit, like you know what I mean, like. You can still make it robotic, but still individual, so that when the oxymoron happens, the contrast happens. Then when it happens, then it can really like change. And then you see the individualism. But my point is that I have to make is near the end, he could be like on the old-fashioned computer, and he, you know, like the old-fashioned sort of like Microsoft look.
Yeah.
Like he could then like click on something, and the video of them being individuals start playing, and he's watching it while he's on his lunch break. Like even the lunch break sort of thing. He could have a sandwich, and then in the sandwich he bites in it, and something's in the sandwich. Like everything's kind of weird. Like he eats an apple or something, very like clinically things, and then the apple's like sour, and he's like, what the fuck, like this is a moldy apple.
Yeah. No one else in the room notices except him.
Like it's like a moldy apple, and he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's like, why is it moldy? And then everyone else has a clean apple. You know what I mean? So when I say everyone's like in a line of desks, everybody does the exact same thing. They all grab an apple, they all eat it. Everyone else holds their apples, and everyone else is clean, but his is moldy, and he's like, what the fuck? And then gradually things start becoming a bit more weird. That's actually kind of cool. Bit psychedelic. Also, wait. If we're going with the 80s thing, also we can add the can cook things because
the Coke can.
if one of our instrument gals, if it's a gal, she could have that as her individual look. Oh my god, that individual look could be. Oh my god. Okay, right. So
grateful I recorded this.
So we have the 80s office block thing, but then out of nowhere, like when the individual sort of stuff happens, maybe in the chorus, they all synchronise, start pushing their tables together. The table becomes a rock stage where they're all in like leather or something that's like the song. Or like even
then it incorporates your
even in 80s sort of like clothes with like the Can Coke gorillas, but behind them is like those stage lights, and that's seen in the video. Like you can see the stage lights because their office tables become a stage. Like oh my god, that would. Do you understand like what I mean? Like the synchronization of them spinning on office chairs. Like they spin on office chairs, and then out of nowhere they start shoving the tables together. It's all synchronized and in sync until they're all on the stage, and they all become like these members of this band, and the instruments are on the table, and like they rip off their office ties. Yeah. Like, instead of being robotic, they're ripping off their robotic office ties, they're ripping off their nerdy glasses, they're ripping off the post-it note, they're ripping off their name tags, and instead they're putting on, like, leather jackets or like, hippie, like, flubby clothing or something. And, like, something could be, like, wheeled on, like backstage people could wheel on, like in the video, though, people will be seen wheeling on, like, this like light system where like then they become stars.
So if we did that with the transition,
Well, we need to edit our pitch thing, or do you think it's fine?
Well, we can make another one if we have to.
I don't think we need to worry. If we just get loads of pictures of people on a development blog, it's fine.
so most of the song is like this, sort of like.
And do you get what I mean by like that beat? It's quite like
Yeah, and it's quite good when that beat, because it's quite slow pace.
Like
and
even this sort of thing, wearing
Yeah.
pinstripes, like
It is the first bit is quite robotic, and then
yeah.
it gets more.
And then he kind of yells.
And then you
almost.
have the
That part, that could be the part when they're on the thing and he's just like going
and
crazy.
it goes.
But when he's on the stage,
Yes, and he could be on the
The one thing
table.
we have to do with that is just to move some around and edit it to move tech to get rid of that
Who is really good at
chorus
music?
before, bring in the guitar solo and bring in
Yeah.
that chorus. Because at the moment the song is 4 minutes.
But that's not necessarily impossible.
No, it's not, but it's still like a 4 minute.
we could sit in with a session with Dave and ask,
Well, no, we could-
or
When
yeah.
we on a Thursday night, we could just go downstairs
And just see, and you guys can play around with that, to be fair. I think this is quite cool, and I really, like, because when you said the can coat thing, you know how we, like, went with the painted idea? Like, yeah, I get that was probably a bit of a shape, but it was always in my head, like, I kind of thought, like, that was such an iconic
Yeah, same.
idea.
I loved the
And that
coat.
could still be incorporated. Exactly. Like the amount of like 80s like nostalgia you could do, like the big hair curlers. The like even the lead singer, we could put him in a fucking wig and like have him with hair curlers or something. Like you could do so much. Like do you
love
get
it.
what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the roboticness. 80s, 70s.
What's true about this? So that he can just like
Input.
and then we can
Is it still recording?
Yeah,
Is it still recording?
it's still recording. I think we should
Can
keep
we
on
just play
recording.
that to him maybe?
Yeah, that might be like 80.
I like
There's a lot of
okay, yeah, bro, let's.
So yeah, just, so you've got your very clinical-looking office space.
Yes,
A bit like what was that one we watched the other day?
Yeah, that's
like,
what I was thinking.
Yeah,
That would be
it's got that
way
kind of
easier.
office
That would
vibe to
What
it.
did you watch?
Oh my god, yeah!
Yeah.
What did you
Yeah,
watch?
the women one. Did you watch? You wouldn't
Rosie
watch
something.
Rosie, like the one that
send
we
it to
first
you.
ever watched.
Yeah, could you email that?
Yeah,
That would be really
It was
helpful.
when we were looking at how to write a pitch, but
Wait, Stu, would we be able to do this in the studio, or do you have to find a space to do it?
I think you do it in the studio.
I think it's better
think
to
you
do it
in the
because it's got
studio,
that, like,
and then you find
you know.
you make it look quite simply like it won't be overly
Like
complicated.
not even like an office block almost.
Yeah,
Like
so even things like
it
computers,
just has,
and you're
like,
going,
the
well,
normal
you know, we get
things of an
computers.
office block.
Like there are,
Now we've changed.
I mean, they could be boxes or things that look like computers. They don't
Oh my
even
God,
need to be
yeah.
the actual thing. I mean, having said that,
Yeah, kind of
there are
more
like
like
7
artistic look.
IMAX
That's what I was gonna say.
upstairs.
Can't we just use IMAX instead of like to just make it more modern?
More
also,
modern
talking about the
version.
modern
Would we be able to
world,
bring those down
we
to
could
the
speak
show?
about how he was confined in the modern
Possibly,
world, and then
if
create a
it
whole
was an
backstory.
early shoot, possibly.
For the social media part.
It
Yeah.
becomes an issue when they become editing PCs, basically, because people will be editing.
Have you seen Annabelle?
But yeah, potentially, if it's an early shoot, we could do that.
But we could always do that shot first, get it done, and put them out.
Yeah,
That
I mean,
wouldn't take long. They're only
yeah.
upstairs.
You don't need them. Well, if we try and
13
do
minutes
it.
or so.
Do you know the time? Do you know when everyone's working yet?
No.
You haven't
Okay,
yet.
not yet.
So you could try and say
She's very
do it
strong,
before
yeah.
everyone starts editing.
very
so
pretty
you
girl.
produce those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we'd have to check with Phil whether that fits the schedule or whatever. But, like, even if it wasn't them, there will be somewhere where there are 7
The
PCs.
ones in
Yeah. Oh wait, no, because they're mounted to the wall.
Well, they are, but there will be a store cupboard somewhere
Yeah.
with a load of old PCs. In fact, Adam's office has got a load of old PCs.
yeah.
So, when,
There's like ways around it, and like everybody like having an old-fashioned phone.
I mean, it'd be better if it was IMAX because it's that
Yeah.
sterile kind of.
That's what I mean. Is like everybody having the same sort of.
Everyone
thing
has a
would be
white
better.
Do we have
You
a
know,
lot
it's-
of like phones, like ones that
And you know what would be really cool?
Probably,
landline type
possibly.
Okay.
I think
know,
they've just
so
updated
cool.
all the phones, so maybe.
It's like having like everyone have their own mug, but you know how like on a mug it's sometimes like a stat or whatever.
Yeah.
They all have like their own sort of
Oh, okay.
thing.
Yeah.
And that's also what they lead to. That like
That
foreshadows
becomes
their
their
individual.
personality.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. That's a good idea.
And also we were thinking of you. I don't know if you remember from Lauren. Sorry, Laurel. Sorry, Laura's pitch. The Coke can,
Yeah.
colours. We were thinking we could actually
One of the
still
band
add
members
that.
could still.
Like
Sort
one
of later on when they're going a bit.
Yeah.
And what would look so cool is like the fact that everyone would be in suits, whether they're female or not. They would all have like tie.
Yeah.
It's
And
like
the
my
same
film
colour
academy idea
and
today.
everything the same.
And
And
you
then
know
by
what?
the end, they've
You know,
fucked
like
it right up.
Cheeto
And,
Puffs.
What would they be wearing at the end?
Really weird.
The what?
Just like
crazy stuff.
crazy
Like,
outfits.
you know, Cheeto Puffs.
They'd be like-
big, like American
Yeah.
food.
I've
Everybody
done
else
that.
their lunch could have like
I'm gonna add a little
cheese
bit of
and ham
writing
sandwiches.
underneath, but
that one
I've got
guy
those,
could be, like,
and then I've also got
Cheeto Puffs, having
Rory's.
his feet on
So we
the
just wait for
desk.
that.
yes.
And everyone else is sat there.
So you've done it with the marbles. Yeah.
Like
This is good.
Like this is
is good.
really like cool.
Yeah.
And also, if it is modern, then that's still like that could mean that we can talk about for social media being like he wants to change in society. Because when me and Ella was guys talking about the artist, when we were like pitching art, we wanted him to be such an activist, like wanting like better.
Yeah.
Never like settling for like less or settling for like now.
Yeah.
So always like being like Vogue, blah blah blah, do this, like come to like the parade or whatever.
Should we look up to
And like
some base?
he could then talk about like the fact that the modern world is still not like acceptable of everyone. Or something.
Yeah.
I think it would work really well.
Yeah, I think this idea is a great one,
And
and I
also,
think
when
just
that
from a
title-
shooting point of view,
Yeah.
shoot the whole performance in this very sterile, people
But you
doing.
could even like do a tracking shot, like not a tracking shot.
Before you start bringing in shots, because you're right, but you do the whole performance in this very sterile way.
Yeah.
Then you do the
And
whole
then
performance in this manic kind of whatever. And then you're cutting into the close-ups of,
Yeah.
or the special, we want a tracking shot.
But like,
this,
would
we
you
want that.
imagine like a camera just going down a line of desks and then
Yeah,
stopping
yeah.
at his?
Yeah. Perfect. And then it'll be all the close-ups and whatever. But you go from everything being sterile as a whole performance first. That would be your
So that's the
morning.
opening type.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be the morning of your shoot day would be completely that sterile everything,
Yeah.
the mechanical movements or whatever,
Robotic,
so that
yeah.
it gives you the opportunity after that shoot to fuck everything up.
You know what this
You
reminds
can't
me
go
of?
back.
I kind of
Wait,
like
let
it.
me show you.
So do you think it's doable? Like, do you think Luke will say yes to this?
I don't think it's terrible.
Yeah, if
Things
you
might
go
be
in
adjusted.
with exactly this kind of level of detail, so we want a sterile looking thing, we need this, everyone's going to have a desk, they're going to have X, Y and Z on their desk.
And then the guy standing on the desk, that's just so cool. I actually love that.
Yeah, what they're wearing, get a sense of what it all looks like. Then yeah.
I think, we've still got time, should we create a little mood board with someone?
Wait.
He's thinking about things that iconically are in office spaces.
Office, yeah.
So, like, there will be some kind of water station. That will
Yes,
give you
with the
some
little
more
plastic
action.
cups
Yeah,
and
that will
stuff.
give you action.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
There
what
will
I
be.
mean. Like,
Yes,
clicking
the
it.
clicking of the
Annoying.
water.
And also at the start of our music, we could even have it be silent and we just like have like people sipping.
Yeah.
You just hear noises.
Yeah.
Nothing like.
Just like a clicking of a computer
Wait,
or
this
just
is what I
something like
mean
the
by
mouse.
wait.
And then what's the how does this one sound?
It's not gonna load on here. Oh, why is nothing loading?
Okay, Perth, shall I stop that?
I'll send you the Rosie Loaf thing.
Yes, please, thank you.